Hey everybody, this is Candace Yvette with Blackwomenaware. First, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who comes by and supports my page. It really does mean a lot to me. If you all can please press the like or dislike button and subscribe, comment, or even email me if you have any suggestions, questions, or concerns. My email is always going to be in the description box. Again, thank you for visiting my channel. Hey guys, it's Candace Yvette with Blackwomenaware. So I had to jump in real quick and give this message. First, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for visiting my page. Thank you for showing support and being concerned about the injustices that Black women and children face every day in the United States. I really do appreciate your support. You don't know how much that means to me, especially because I myself am a Black woman. I'd also like to put this quick disclaimer out there. Do not come to my page victim shaming or blaming. You will be immediately blocked for that. I do not tolerate it. There is no need for it. And I'm pretty sure you knew what you were saying in the comment before you posted it. So be respectful. Many of the victims, their families come back and they visit this page. I am their advocate. This is their safe space. No disrespect will be tolerated. You all have a good day. I'm going to let you go back into the commentary. Every 5.5 hours in the United States of America, a Black woman or child is murdered. Stop killing Black women. Stop killing Black children. Wait, hold up. Now, before we get started in today's topic, I wanted to share one last but important and exciting thing with y'all. So I have been communicating with the ladies over at Black Femicide US, and this year's 2022 Black Women's March is going to be held in August. It's going to be held precisely August 27th, 2022. That's a Saturday, y'all, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to be marching around the city. Yes, you heard me correctly. I said we're, because Candace Yvette is going to be in attendance, and I am honored to be there. I feel privileged to be there. There's going to be raffles. There's going to be food. There's going to be guest speakers. So if you can, please come out and join us. If you can't join us physically, support us virtually. Share and like this video. Share it with all your friends, or if you can't share the video, go over to Black Femicide's Instagram or their Facebook page, find this flyer and share it. I'm going to read their statement before I go into today's topic. It's one that, even though they wrote, I agree with it as well. So it says, we're going to be marching for the liberation of Black women and girls. We march to bring awareness to the issues that Black women and girls face uniquely and disproportionately. We march to honor Black women and girls and to discuss our plan of action on our future in this country that directly ties to our liberation. Beautiful statement. So I hope you guys can come out and join us. Again, the date is August 27th of 2022. The place is Washington, D.C. We're going to be meeting at the Washington Monument, okay? Washington Monument. So if you can be there, be there. If you need more information, just email me or send Black Femicide US a DM. All right, now it's time to go into our topic. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Candace Yvette with Blackwomenaware, and I am back with another video. So I decided to kind of switch things up with the missing series, and instead of covering one case per video, I'm going to be covering 2 cases per video. That way I can push and get these missing cases out and get them exposed as much as possible. I will, however, as I get updates, or if I get the chance to talk to their families, I will do those videos separate. That way I can have maybe 15 to 20 minutes to extract as much information out of the families as I can on that individual, how they look, how they act, what's their normal hang around spots, what happened around the circumstance, like the circumstances that happened around when they went missing, all of that. I can get all of that out so you guys will have as much information as possible and be on the lookout for these people. But as far as when the initial case hits, there will be 2 cases per video. Okay, So in this first case, we have a young lady by the name of Jessica Guillot. Jessica Guillot is from Simmsport, Louisiana. Now, if I didn't pronounce that right, y'all get in the comment and correct me. But anyways, she went missing September 7th of 2013. She dropped off her daughter at her mom's house, and she has not been seen or heard from again. Now, her mom went to her house, possibly, because obviously Jessica never went to pick up her baby. She went to the home looking for her daughter and discovered the home had been ransacked. Her mother reported her missing on September 11th. So, she went missing. She last time she was seen was September 7th. Mom reported her 4 days later on the 11th. And because Guillot has a drug addiction, it was not unusual for her to go missing or just be gone and in the wind for days at a time. So it kind of makes sense that the mom waited 4 days to report her missing. Okay. So she returned home. Jessica would always return home or call and check on her children. In October, 5 suspects were charged with aggravating kidnapping in Guillot's case. Y'all, I'm sorry, I keep pausing. I don't know why I do that. But the 5 suspects there that were charged with aggravating kidnapping in her case was Asa Bentley, Chadwick McGee, Tamika Williams, Willie Price Jr., Donnie Edwards, basically. Bentley and McGee were also charged with aggravated assault with a firearm. Authorities believe Guillot was abducted because they basically, the 5 people who abducted her believed or had a inclination that she probably had something to do with some money and drugs of theirs that came up missing, right? There's a family connection between Williams and Guillot. Guillot's nephew is Williams' daughter's half brother. So that's okay. Hold on, I got to read that again. Guillot's nephew is Williams' daughter's half brother. All right, they have a family connection. I ain't gonna try to figure it out. Williams pleaded guilty, and Williams was like a big help in the case. She took a plea deal and basically confessed to what happened. Okay, so she pleaded guilty in October of 2013 and confessed to being in the car. She confessed that she was the driver with the others while they were looking for Guillot. She subsequently testified against them at their trial, saying that Guillot had been abducted and thrown into the back of their SUV. When police searched the SUV, they found no forensic evidence of like a unaliving that had happened. They found no evidence of that, However, the vehicle's owner, who was Bentley's girlfriend, had filed a police report to say the SUV had been vandalized and a window was broken, which was consistent with Williams' statement. McGee was convicted of simple kidnapping on July of 2014, so almost a year later, and was sentenced to life in prison without parole after being designated a habitual offender. Bentley and Price were convicted of second-degree kidnapping in January and March of 2015, respectively, and in May, just before his trial was to begin, Edwards pleaded guilty to simple kidnapping. None of them have been charged with murder, and part of the reason why they have not been charged with murder is because authorities cannot find Guillot's body. So since they cannot produce her remains, that is why she is still on the missing list. She's still considered a missing person, okay? Because they don't have any remains. But, me thinking outside the box a little, because my mind tends to wander. They're from Louisiana. What's in Louisiana? Swamps and alligators. And that's all I'm going to say about that. It's kind of horrible to say. I'm not saying it to be cruel, no disrespect to Jessica Guillot's family, but that thing isn't uncommon. People want to get rid of remains. They do heinous things to people's remains to not be convicted of murder, because as we all know, and anybody who has any experience in criminal justice will tell you, if there is no body, the case is not impossible to prove. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's hard. It's very challenging to prove. It makes it even more difficult. The very two things that prosecutors love to have when pressing charges for murder in any way, shape, or form, they like to have the remains and they like to have the weapon, right? So usually those two things, especially if a person was murdered with a firearm or a knife and all, those two things can give detectives a lot of clues to how a person was unalive. You know, you can check the body for drugs. You look up under the fingernail and see defensive wounds, like was this person scratching and fighting for their life. You can check like even how the death happened. Like they could check whether it was a crime of passion by how the person died. They could check a lot of stuff with that. But since they did not have those two things, these people, even though they got, and I seen some of their charges, y'all, some of them got a lot of time. Some of the charges went from 35 to 75 years to life. I think Williams was the only one who got like 10 years because she turned a dime on everybody else and ended up confessing. Okay. None of the 5 suspects were charged in the death of Jessica. However, the district attorney said if there was a witness or evidence to prove Jessica was no longer alive, they would certainly seek murder charges. Jessica remains a missing person. Guillot has a tattoo of the letters HBC on her left hand. She has a scar on the left side of her face, going from the corner of her mouth to her left cheek. Okay. Contact information, and this is the police department that you're going to contact if you have any information on this case. It's Avoyelles Parish Sheriff's Office. For some reason, I can't fucking talk today. I don't know what's wrong with me. No disrespect to anybody. Let me try to read that again. Avoyelles Parish Sheriff's Office at area code 318-253-4000. Okay. I'm going to also be putting that number in the description box below. But one thing that I do want to add, because this young lady has been missing since 2013, and usually I wouldn't say this for other missing persons, but since they have evidence, like they have evidence from the vehicle, and they had one of the suspects admit that yes, we did go to Jessica's house, we kidnapped her and all. We did. Since they have those two things that are in connection with her missing, in some states, not all states, but in some states, they can legally pronounce you dead even without a body, especially if life insurance is involved. You know, some states, like I've heard of people doing that, like they don't have the body, they don't know where your remains are, they can legally pronounce you dead, you know. So it's kind of weird, you know, especially the one who already got convicted of life. Let me look up real quick before I go on to the next story, because I don't know if it said life without parole or not. Because I'm thinking if you got life without parole, yeah. So McGee, in this case, it says he was convicted of simple kidnapping in July of 2014 and was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Okay, and then he was probably gonna end up getting life for this shit anyway, because it says he really got life because he's a habitual offender, right? So had this been his first charge, he probably wouldn't have got life. They threw this much. Louisiana must be a 3-strike state. Like if you keep fucking up, they put your ass away for life. They not gonna keep fucking around with you. Like, but I'm thinking like, hell, since you doing life anyways, why not just tell this girl's family where her remains is? You know, but how crazy of me to think somebody who could do something so heinous to somebody could have a heart. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so if you guys have any information, that number I just read off is going to be in the description box below. And let's move on to the next case. Okay, moving on. Our next case comes to us out of Northwest Atlanta, Georgia. And the young lady whose picture you see, she is 15-year-old Makayla Robinson. Makayla Robinson was last seen April 18th of 2022. Makayla is only 15. 14 years old. There's absolutely positively not enough information on this case as far as the circumstances of her disappearance is concerned. It only says that she went missing from her Northwest Atlanta home around between the time of 3:30 and 4 p.m. It doesn't say anything else. And that's a little bit frustrating because somebody like me who is an advocate for Black women and children, I need to know about her friends, what school she went to, and things like that. And these are the cases that that kind of aggravate me because we don't have much to work with. So like I don't know if the police put this in here. I don't know who put this in here, but that's all they know. That's all they know is that she went missing from her home in Atlanta between 3:30 and 4. You know, I need to know, like, what was she into? Like, was she in, you know, hanging with a certain crowd? And I'm not saying she was hanging around a bad crowd. What I'm thinking is, like, who was she hanging around, period, good or bad? Like, who was coming to pick her up? Who was she living with? Was she the type of kid that would tell her parents or whoever she was living with what time she would be back? Does she have a cell phone? Did they ping the cell phone? What was the circumstances surrounding that day? I literally could not really find much on this case, but I am hoping that they bring this child home safe and unharmed. Yeah, if y'all see Makayla Robinson, please contact the Atlanta Police Department. Okay, and I'm going to give you that number. It is area code 678-469-8946. Okay, that number again is area code 678-469-8946. Okay, prayers up to both these families, and I'm really hoping they both you know, get the answers they're looking for. I'm hoping Makayla comes home, and if it is confirmed that Jessica is not with us anymore, I'm praying somebody will have a heart and bless her family to have some closure and show them where her remains is, or could have been, because it has been almost 10 years. So that has been my video for today. You guys, please like, share, and subscribe. And email me if you have any suggestions, questions, or concerns, or any tips about this case. I do leave people anonymous. I will not give your name, information, nothing. That you have my word on that. So if you know anything, it's people who email me all the time. Every email or every response to one of my videos just doesn't always make the channel because of multiple different reasons. Most I'm not going to get into right now. Y'all be blessed, be safe, be alert, be aware.